For full episodes of the Diverse Mentality podcast, check the links in the description below. The full video version is available on the main channel, and the audio version is available on your favorite streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Drake. So this was interesting. Drake randomly posted on his story he's watching Eminem perform live, and he's watching the Up in Smoke tour. And on Instagram, he decides to post Eminem, on the screen. He says, "Man, this guy is underappreciated," and he tagged Eminem, and then he said Snoop Dogg too. He said, "My uncle too raw" at Snoop Dogg. Now this got a debate going of why Eminem is underappreciated, and we know why he's under. Here's the fucking thing, right? It's mainly on Twitter. You'll see people trolling and saying Eminem is trash. Eminem can't rap. Blah, blah, blah. He raps too fast. Bars are corny. Stupid shit that you see on Twitter. But a lot of these people that are trolling or talking this shit are usually really young. They're like 14, 15, 16, around that age. And when Eminem was blowing up, they weren't even born. Because think about it. We're in 2021. Somebody is 16. That means they were born in like 2003, 2004-ish. So around that time, 50 started taking over. And at one, you're not aware of anything that's going on. At one, you have no fucking idea. By the time they were aware of what's going on, Lil Wayne was like the GOAT to them. Drake was like the GOAT to them. So when I notice a lot of hate on Eminem, I usually try to factor in age if I can find out who's hating. Sometimes I don't really give a shit because some people will troll. And it's mainly on Twitter. They'll say, NBA Youngboy's better. It's like, yeah, we get it, guys. It's trolling, but Eminem at one point was literally the biggest fucking thing on planet Earth. Like, the guy was the most dominant artist and was selling. He almost did 3 million first week at the time. And this is hard physical CDs. Like, this is people getting in their cars, driving to the store, whether it's snow, whether it's raining, whatever the weather, and going and actually buying the album. That's a lot harder than just pressing a button and streaming, an album. A lot harder. Now it's so easy to access the music. It takes nothing to stream that. So he is very underappreciated. I've been waiting for a Drake and Eminem collab, just them two together, for a while now. I know they worked on Forever together, but that was with two other artists, Lil Wayne and Kanye. I really like to have Eminem and Drake do a track together. Drake ended up following Eminem on Instagram, so we'll see if something comes out of this. I wonder why he said that they're underappreciated. I think people appreciate him. Just, when you get caught up in social media, you think it's like real life, but it's really not, man. Everybody I've asked in real life, for the most part, they've said they love Eminem. It's not like there's no hate towards him or, granted, Eminem has had albums that are here and there, meh, but I mean, what artist hasn't? Every artist hits like a plateau and then makes albums that aren't as good as their previous work. That just happens. That happens to every single artist. There isn't a single artist on earth that you can name that has topped, their biggest album, whatever their biggest album is. Michael Jackson, who is the GOAT, couldn't top Thriller. Is what it is. That's what the people decided is the best album, and that's what it is. So it's really hard to top your previous work, especially because music marks time. Like I said, when I mentioned earlier in the podcast about Trap Queen and how it reminded me of a girl, music marks time. That marked 2015 for me. So when you have certain albums and people, they like the nostalgia with those albums. And that's why they say that they're the best albums, because at that time, they were probably living their best life. So that's probably why they really enjoyed the album. Or that a really dark time at that time, and that album helped pull them out of that. That was, Kevin Gates when I had the Isla album, when that album dropped in early 2016. That album, helped me out a lot. And I think that's Kevin Gates' best album. But it's like, Kevin Gates has been getting better to me. I like Luca Brasi 3. So it's like, it's just, the timing of stuff. That's really why. But a lot of these artists get better over time. It's just people are stuck to a certain album. Now, that Revive album, I'm not even going to go in on that. That was Eminem's worst album, period. Everybody knows that. I think anybody agrees with that. But, I mean, who doesn't have a bad album? 50, Animal Ambition, I don't really like. Drake, Certified Lover Boy just dropped. I don't really like it. Jay-Z's had albums here and there that I don't really like. Magna Carta, Holy Grail, I wasn't a fan of that album. But there's a lot of albums where it's just like, some artists. But it happens, man. They're human. They're not perfect. But, yeah, that's why Eminem is underappreciated, because a lot of this time of music that's coming out, a lot of these kids weren't even alive, or like were 1, 2, 3. Me, when Eminem was at his peak, let's just say Eminem was at his peak from 2000 to 2002. Let's just say that because 50 took over in 2003. Let's just say those 3 years, 2000, 2001, 2002, Eminem was at his peak. Let's see here. I was 5, 6, and 7 years old. Now, I was aware of Eminem. I was listening to the music, but did I know how big he was? No. I really didn't understand it until I got older. So imagine a kid that wasn't even born or a kid that was 1, 2 when Eminem was at his peak. They had no idea. So to them, they praise Lil Wayne. You kind of got to brush it off and just. Now, I get surprised when somebody like me who's 26 starts to say Eminem is like me. I grew up in that era. So to me, it's like a little bit different. But shout out to Drake for showing love.